live broadcast. We're coming at you from the store.
Yep.
Out in the open here.
Directly, almost in the center of
the
store.
Little behind schedule, 20 minutes behind schedule.
Yep.
But, welcome to a day of work in the front where it gets pretty busy, and did a 3-hour Magic trade-in earlier.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you've ever looked up, 9 commander decks with all one-ofs, but it takes some time.
No, not that many. But one commander deck takes plenty of time by itself.
Yeah,
so.
It's brutal, man. I mean, there was a time when we first started doing this that you could easily know the cards are worth looking up or not. But now they've reprinted stuff so many times, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell anymore.
So anyways.
Yeah, speaking of reprints.
Speaking of reprints, yeah, you got something coming up. A little Ultimate Masters action.
Mm-hmm. There's some really cool box toppers.
How you feeling about that?
I like it. Didn't they say this is going to be like the last Master set they do?
This is the last one, so they say.
Kinda
Unless
like,
something else becomes the new Master set.
Yeah. Maybe it's like the last core set. Maybe they'll do another one later.
Yeah.
When they decide it was a good idea to do them.
Well, it was stupid to get rid of core sets to begin with, because that's something where new players jump, a point for them to enter the game at.
Yeah.
To take that out and just say, like, this new player is just going to buy into, Dominaria and just take off running. I mean,
that's what the starter decks are for, I think. So I get it. Take those core sets out. But I don't know. They're a little more basic mechanics. So it is kind of easier to jump in with those. So I understand that.
But yeah, Ultimate Masters is coming out.
Uh-huh.
Some big cards that they're doing this the first time ever. Typically when you buy a box of Magic, you would go to your local game store. They would give you a card, kind of an appreciation rare.
Yeah.
For buying that box.
Little box topper.
Supplies are limited kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
The supply of box toppers is the number of Ultimate Masters boxes that exist.
Yeah, and usually, depending on your your store level and your rank with WotC, they give you a certain amount of box toppers. So I think we normally got like 40.
Yeah.
For where we were, but now every booster box we have will have one.
So with that being said, and every box having one, how rare are these cards going to be?
I don't know. The cool thing about it is, typically when we got box toppers, it's all the same card.
Yeah.
Well, now it's like 20-something different cards.
40 different cards.
Okay, that many. So
Yeah,
I think they'll still be pretty rare, because you got that many and you don't know which one you're going to get. And I think you only get one, right? It's
one.
a single
you get
card
one card
in the
in
booster
a pack.
pack.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I think they'll be pretty rare and expensive. Because the full art looks good on them.
It does. But just to name a few of the cards here that I've got here in front of me, we got Liliana the Veil, Karn Liberated, Emrakul the Aeon's Torn, Kozilek, I think this is the Butcher of Truth.
Yep.
Ulamog, that's going to be the one from, what's his name?
I want to say it's Infinite Gyre.
Infinite Gyre, yep.
Yeah.
Snapcaster Mage, Bitter Blossom, Demonic Tutor, that's the big one that I'm excited for. Noble Hierarch, Tarmogoyf, Vengevine, Fulminator Mage, Cavern of Souls, Mana Vault, all the Manlands, and Karakas.
Yeah.
So Manlands being Celestial Colonnade, Creeping Tar Pit, Raging Ravine, and Lava Claw Reaches.
Yeah. That one I don't think ever gets used, but
No,
and that's not even all the cards. That's just the highlights that I picked out.
Yeah, Through the Breach is in there, Goryo's Vengeance, Noble Hierarch, did I say that?
Yeah, we said that.
Okay, that's a big one. Reanimate. So, I'm a big Reanimator player. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Because Reanimate's only other foil is the Graveborn foil, which is pretty bad.
Did you look at the
Or no,
Demonic
there's
Tutor?
an F&M promo of it, and that's pretty good.
Did you look at the Tutor art? The Demonic Tutor
Yeah.
art? I didn't care much for it. What did you think?
Well, okay, so here I'm going to get it, and I'm going to put it in my commander deck. No doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
But here's my complaint with it. So, Wizards of the Coast is all about theming Magic the Gathering now, to where when you see a Magic card, they want you to know the front of it. You instantly know that's a Magic card without looking in the back. And
Okay.
the way they're trying to do that is by making the game, be centered around goblins and pirates and, there's all these tribes in the Magic universe, right? One of them is pirates, and one of them is merfolk, and one of them is fairies.
Yeah.
And so all the cards only will have those character types on them now. And I hate that. Because the Demonic Tutor, yes, he's got this big, I don't know, sort of demon above him, kind of guiding his path.
Yeah.
But it's a pirate in a ship, and it's just kind of like, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I like the demon holding the book.
Yeah, that original art was great.
And I'm not saying if you don't want to use that, I get it because they'd have to pay rights to Douglas Schuler to use that art again.
Yeah.
But, you know, they did that with Vampiric Tutor here recently, too, where here's new Vampiric Tutor art, and it's like a pirate charting a course on a map. Like,
yeah.
get away from this pirate thing, man.
Well, you know
like,
what I like better, though? I mean, I like that better than just stick Jace in every blue card and
that's
Liliana
true.
in every black card, because I felt like they were doing that for a while.
Yeah, no, I will admit, it would have been cool to have, like, Liliana, the demonic tutor. She's such a representation of that color in Magic now that better than a pirate. I'd rather it be Liliana in a boat getting guided by a demonic tutor. That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been cooler.
The same way that if we had a card about, I don't know, Sarah's Embrace, maybe it's Elspeth, and, you know, here's an angel, like, giving her wings or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would rather
We hadn't seen Elspeth in a while.
she's dead.
Is she?
Yeah. She. What's her name killed her? That's old school. That's like Theros time.
I didn't know that. Of course, I don't keep up with the lore.
Yeah. Oh gosh, man. Well, the freaking. Man, I just feel like a big idiot. I can't remember this now.
Was it a girl?
Was it a girl who killed her? No. Hey Nick, who killed Elspeth? Hellion. Okay.
Oh, the god? Okay.
Killed Elspeth because she killed Xenios.
Okay, yes. Okay, that's what I thought. I just didn't want to sound stupid saying Helios because I knew he was the white god, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. But yes, Nick's right.
Okay. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yep.
I liked Elspeth as a planeswalker much better than Gideon. So.
Well, I liked them both, but Elspeth, man, that first Elspeth card was nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Create tokens and give them +3/+3 and
That
flying.
card was fun, man.
Yeah, and then if you're older, everything's indestructible. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, I do think Ultimate Masters is going to be a good seller. I think their MSRP was a little high.
Yeah.
At $335 or $330 a box. That's high.
It is high.
I don't think many people are going to be selling them at that.
Probably not that, but they'll definitely sell.
Maybe later down the road, they'll get to that price.
Mm-hmm.
But out the gate, man, I wish they just quit putting MSRPs on Magic product.
Well, so from
Because the
what
price
we
is
hear,
really determined based on what's inside it.
what we've been told is the same amount, is similar numbers to Iconic Masters, and that was printed like crazy. And you haven't seen Iconic Masters really go up yet, so.
Well, I was speaking to a customer in here this morning, and if you put it in Walmart, if you put it in Target, expect it to never be worth anything. Now that doesn't mean you can't go into Walmart, buy a pack, and hit a foil mana drain that's worth $300.
Yeah.
That card's valuable if you open a mana drain anywhere. If it's at the convenience store or in your game store, it's still gonna be worth money.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that the availability of that product is so wide that it really caps it off from being worth more later down the road until Walmarts are done with it.
You say that, and Tarmogoyf's been reprinted so many times now, and there's plenty of availability of it. That card's still expensive, though.
Dude, I will tell you my conspiracy with Tarmogoyf is it's only that expensive because vendors refuse to let it sell for less. That card's not even, like,
I mean, I don't see.
I've never felt
used a
threatened
lot,
by
but-
Tarmogoyf because I've always had an answer for it.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. If I didn't run removal, yeah, Tarmogoyf would be a big nasty dude. You know?
Yeah.
Was he like a 4 or 5 on turn 2? I mean, that's bad news.
A lot of times he can be.
But
He's a good creature, though.
yeah, he's a good creature. Just I would prefer to always run a creature that has some form of evasion versus just trying to fit a square peg in a round hole, just jamming it in 4 or 5.
That's what she said.
That is what she said.
Yes.
But yeah, so it looks good. It's got a release date of December 7th. We know 41 cards. Entomb being the random one of. Not
Yeah, I don't know. There's some weird ones.
I don't know why we know a random Entomb, but we do.
I think there's a couple more they released, but nothing was just crazy.
I think they're trying to hold back on spoilers, so it doesn't devalue or go up, kind of like 2017 did. It's sort of like, here's the release date, and
Well, you talking about like when they released all those spoilers early that one time?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was good for 2017, but it didn't do good for anything else. But the fetch lands had that. That was the power behind the fetch lands.
Maybe we'll get fetch lands in this one too.
Yeah, I think we will.
Or
How are you going to call something Ultimate Masters and leave out the?
dual lands.
Not going to happen.
There's always the hope, though. There's always the hope.
You know, every time that people start talking about reserve list, I always think, well, maybe no, it's just not going to happen. Wizards would not allow Hasbro would not allow a class action lawsuit like that.
I just don't see how it could turn into that.
Every Magic player could say they lost money.
But it doesn't matter. Like, I promise you, I'm not going to sell this piece of paper. But that doesn't mean I'm never going to sell that piece of paper.
Well, that's the
all that
difference, though.
is.
If you give me in writing that you're never going to reprint that paper, and let's use a little bit better example, because obviously paper is not, there's no value to this, right? But let's say what's behind us here. All right, so this Chucky doll, you're never going to make this little Chucky figure again.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, cool. I feel confident in buying 1,000 of these, knowing that one day this is it, limited supply. And I go buy 1,000, and thousands of other people go do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you decide, oh, just kidding. I'm going to re-release these Chucky figures.
There was no contract. It
Oh,
was
well,
just
there
a
is a
saying.
contract.
It's not really a contract.
It's just written. Written word means a lot more than verbal.
But did anyone sign that?
I don't know. I don't work
I don't
at
think
Wizards.
so.
I'm sure. It wouldn't be a big deal if it wasn't.
I think the
I'm sure
players
it is
make it
signed
into
somewhere.
a big deal. And
I'm sure somebody signed the dotted line.
I don't know. I've never seen the signature.
Have you ever seen the reserve list?
The actual is like you talking about like a list on a
Like
piece
a
of paper?
handwritten, yeah, something that was written on like a.
No, but I'd like to see that. I think that'd be a lot better if Wizards just sent out like a reserve list and
Well,
a
you can
ban
go
list in
online
the
and view it.
mail
Yeah, I mean,
every time they changed it.
Yeah, I mean, you can go online and view the reserve list. I mean, it's on. See, that's the thing. It's on Wizards.com.
Yeah.
It's there. Anyone can view it. No one can say I didn't know about it, and that's the big thing. As long as it's made public, we're not talking about a sheet of paper that's underneath something. Like, oh, you didn't see that? Sorry. I mean, it's there, and that's where anyone could open up join a class. Get enough people as class action is bad news, because then it's like Red Bull had to send everybody like a $5 check because Red Bull doesn't actually give you wings.
Yeah, that's stupid too, though.
Yeah, well, that's what Wizards is not wanting to do, or Hasbro's not wanting to do.
But now can
Because
they
then it
still
could be-
advertise the wing stuff for Red Bull?
I don't know I do know that people actually got checks,
Huh. That's crazy.
but with Magic it could be much more severe, because you could have people legitimately saying, I have hundreds of thousands of dollars lost due to y'all doing this, when you said right here it was never going to happen.
Yeah. I don't know. They've changed that list several times, so.
But see, then they did change that list once, but then they said it was a revision they did when they reprinted Mox Diamond, made foils of some of these.
Mm-hmm.
They said, oh, we can make foils because it's not an exact like representation of what it was. New art could change it, foils could change it. We just can't reprint as it sits.
Oh, well,
And that's when everyone was like, no, that's the same thing. So that's when they said, you're right. We're not going to reprint anything that is what's the word everyone always uses? Oh, gosh.
In regards to what?
Oh, I like these cards. Like, they can't remake another Tundra because a card that does the same thing as Tundra, because that is a copy of what Tundra is, right? There's a word that people use when they talk about the reserve list. But because Magic could easily just come out with, okay, we're going to make a land called Watery Sunset. That's for a blue and a white.
Yeah.
It's exactly the Tundra's different name. Well, they didn't reprint Tundra, but they did, just they renamed it.
Yeah.
They can't do that either. So that's the last change they made, because that's how they were getting around reprinting reserve list cards was, oh, well, we're printing them in foil, so they're not the exact same thing, and we're using different art.
You know what? I've been calling for tri-lands for a long time. Just give us tri-lands with no drawback.
That could affect the game, though. That could make it.
Yeah, but every card affects the game.
Well, obviously.
Just make them.
That would affect it in a negative light, though.
I don't know.
I mean, as if John needs help. Here's lands.
Just change it up.
Tap for all 3 of your colors.
They should change it up. Big changes. Kind of like when Planeswalkers came in. That was a big change to the game.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's not like they went and made Lightning Bolt deal 5 instead of 3. I mean, they just, brought in a new concept to the game. Making Tri-Lands would just simply be a stone cold better version of an already pretty good card.
Yeah. I don't know. It just gets around that. I think the reserve list is kind of dumb.
It is the single deterrent from why people can't play Legacy and Vintage. And me being an old school player, I hate that, but I get it. I think that if it wasn't for that reserve list, you wouldn't have Magic cards in these showcases over here. I think it really allowed the game to flourish because people buy our confidence. They can come buy these $30 packs and not feel like they're just going to get hosed next week.
You think that's how Yu-Gi-Oh players feel?
Probably. I doubt there's too many people that invest, their like life savings into Yu-Gi-Oh. People feel comfortable doing that with Magic.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is weird. Their process.
I mean, look at Pokemon.
Just spike.
Pokemon's kind of weird because the things that are worth money aren't necessarily good in the game anymore. Because
Crazy money, yeah.
and even
they're still
Pokemon
good-
doesn't get
good cards.
wild, crazy process. But Magic does. And
You're
it's
talking about
because
old stuff or new
Yeah,
stuff?
old stuff. I mean, a first edition Charizard, PSA 10, whatever. But I'm talking about like the fact that a Underground C is $700, not graded, just a.
Well, it's 'cause it's got good playability. I mean, old school Pokemon has
And
like
zero
none.
playability.
Yeah.
So I think that's the big takeaway with Magic and why it's always going to be worth something.
Hmm.
That reserve list keeps the game credible.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
So I mean, as much as I would love to see from the Vault Dual Lands or from the Vault Power 9, I mean, it'd do more harm than it done good.
What about like another collector's edition? You
That's
remember
fine.
the gold bordered stuff?
I'm fine with that.
I think
Reprint
that'd be
them,
neat.
make them not tournament legal, but they're great for casual play. And if
Proxies.
you just want to sit around and play the Power 9 with your friends at home, here's a set you're not invested. Because even the old collector's edition, I think a unopened box is like $10,000.
Is that just one of each card?
One of
Is
each
that what it
card?
is?
It's 10 grand.
So you're not
if it's
talking about like
unopened.
did it come in like a starter deck?
It was in a like rectangular box, lifted up, and you
Yeah.
just had like 5 packs of sealed Magic cards in it. And it was
Okay.
all one of every card that they had released up to that point.
Oh wow, that's pretty neat.
Of course they had International and Collector's Edition. They all had gold borders.
Yeah, they should at least do that.
Yeah. So maybe they will. I know there's been talks that hey, maybe that might happen.
Well,
Hey, almost like because they're not tournament legal. Maybe like here's a way of playing Magic if you want to play these old cards, but you're not planning on going to tournaments. And it
you
would
can
be
play
something-
around with them.
you
Yeah.
play around with them, yeah. And then hey, if that makes you want to go to your local game store and actually buy an Underground C, then do it. Because
It's not a bad idea at all.
you can test with it.
Yeah.
If you really need it, But that's just wishful thinking.
Maybe it'll come to fruition.
But yeah, so Pokemon got a lot going on in the Pokemon world right now.
Yeah.
New game coming out, new movie coming out.
Yep. Lost Thunder just came out.
And you got a big change in that game coming out in the next set, the tag team ability that's coming out.
What is that? Do you know anything? What do you know about that?
It's a card that has 2 Pokemon on it. So like, let's say Pikachu and Lugia is a card,
Okay.
and it's worth if you destroy it, I think you get 3 prize cards instead of 1. If you
Okay. So like
KO it,
GXs, you get 2.
You get 2, so you get 3 with a tag team.
Oh wow.
But they have a tag team ability, much like GXs have an ability.
Mhm.
It's just super powerful, probably once per game kind of thing.
Okay, that's neat. I didn't know anything about
So
that.
essentially, if you knocked out 2 tag teams, that's it. Game's over.
Yeah.
You get
Huh.
this.
Do they have? Do you know? Have you seen any of the tag team stuff?
I feel in my head that one of them is Lugia Pikachu, but I could be wrong.
Well, when you're looking at the HP, what is it compared to like a GX? Because GX,
I wanted
250-ish.
Yeah, it was more 340 maybe, something like that.
Okay. Huh.
Of course, still has its weaknesses and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a risk to playing them.
Well, that sounds neat. I mean, that's the first I've heard of it because I tried to look some stuff up on it today, and
Yeah.
I couldn't find anything, but I didn't know what I was looking up either. So.
To my knowledge, we will be running the pre-release for that. I had to email our Pokemon rep to find out confirmation that I did everything I was supposed to. So I'll know Monday for sure. But so yeah, that'll be coming out. Anytime there's something new added to a game, it's usually a big deal. So I'm sure those cards will be very sought after. New Switch game coming out. Let's Go Pikachu Eevee.
Yeah, I've heard good and bad things about it.
I mean, it's essentially Pokemon Go that you can sit on your couch and play.
I guess essentially, yeah. I haven't even picked my copy up yet, and it came out Friday.
Oh, did it? Okay, so I didn't know it was actually out. Okay, all right.
Yep. So I'll probably get that either today or tomorrow one and give it a shot.
Well, and
But
it
cool.
syncs up with your Pokemon Go account, so
you can transfer Pokemon, from what I understand, into it, and I guess out of it as well.
Okay, that really changes the dynamics of Pokemon Go.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess like if I boot it up, do I start? Can I like put my Mewtwo in there? That's already crazy high level. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I don't know. It does seem weird.
It's almost like skipping to the end if you just start with some crazy like high level Mewtwo or Charizard or any of those.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. I'll give it a shot.
But I guess the biggest news coming out of that, and I don't know if people knew about this or maybe they thought, because everybody seemed real shocked when Pokemon Detective Pikachu trailer came out, and like Ryan Reynolds is the voice of Pikachu, and almost like people like didn't know this was going on. Did you know there was a Pokemon live action movie coming out?
I had no idea until you told me. You're like, hey, did you see this trailer? I said no. I'd never even heard of that before. And it was really cool looking.
I thought it was kind of shocking that that big of a movie's coming out, which I mean, I would imagine probably cost a lot of movie to make, a lot of CGI. And we maybe more Japan knew about it. Maybe more of a Japan thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It is kind of weird how they just all of a sudden dropped the trailer on you, and there was no announcement like, "Hey, we're making this."
And we work in the industry where Pokemon is video game card industry. This is it.
Yeah.
And didn't really know about it. So maybe shame on us for not. And you're the movie guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I never heard of it, but I love movies, man. And
when I see Detective Pikachu, I think, oh, a new animated movie's coming out.
Yeah.
That's how they've all the Pokemon movies.
Well, that's what I
animated.
thought when you told me. And I haven't watched any of the Pokemon animated movies. I think I've seen all of season 1.
Yeah, I went in '98 or '99, whatever year it was. We went and watched the Pokemon movie because I mean, you got the promo when you went. It was a big deal because Pokemon was kind of like this huge.
Is it
deal.
the one with Mew on the front cover? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
I've got that. I just haven't watched it yet.
I dealt with Mew and Mewtwo and stuff. So
Yeah, that's what I meant. Mewtwo.
long time ago.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, the movie looks good, or at least the theory of it seems good. And we'll see if it is actually good.
I don't know about Ryan Reynolds playing that part. I feel like he's taken Deadpool and just embraced Deadpool, so it's almost like Deadpool's talking instead of Pikachu.
That is a good point. So it's almost like typecasted himself into you can only be Deadpool. You're not allowed to be anybody else.
But maybe it'll be really good. I like Ryan Reynolds.
If you're in a love story movie, you're just Wade Wilson's love story, not whatever the name of this character. Yeah, I could see that. I kind of agree with you.
I'm sure it'll turn out fine though.
I'm sure it will. We'll see.
Yeah.
But some other card game news. Got Yu-Gi-Oh! Just released Hidden Summoners.
Yep, little small set. I don't even think we opened any of it. But I know.
It was kind of like Shadows in Valhalla.
Yeah.
Where it had some good stuff, but it's a small set.
None of it's expensive. I looked at prices a minute ago. There's like not a card over $6 in there.
Yeah, again, I don't know what. In Yu-Gi-Oh, if regionals is this weekend and somebody goes and does really good with those cards, then it's gonna have a $100 card in it.
Yeah.
But that Soul Fusion is still holding up.
Yeah.
Dragon Colossus is still like $100, $80.
We sell a buttload of Soul Fusion. Every day we sell Soul Fusion on eBay or TCG or Amazon somewhere. It's selling.
Yeah.
But surprisingly enough, the Lost Thunder Pokemon set hasn't sold that much recently. It sold a lot right when we first put it on, but it's kind of slowed down.
Yeah, it probably has just something to do with not staying up to date on those prices.
Could be.
Guess.
I know it's kind of weird. If you're pricing for eBay, it's not the same as pricing for TCG or Amazon. So,
Now, are we just live on YouTube right now, or are we live on Facebook as well? Can we push it to Facebook as well?
It'd be a whole other setup, but we can.
Oh.
In the future, yeah.
Okay. Cool. So let's see. Toys. We got some stuff to talk about.
what you got, toys?
Well, let's see. We got some Chia Pets in.
Oh yeah, those
Yeah.
are awesome.
Some.
Did you get one?
No. No. Marvel would just eat it all. Donald Trump,
Mm-hmm.
Groot,
Yeah.
Bob Ross, Predator, and Deadpool.
Yeah.
So pretty neat.
Which is your
Not
favorite?
toy related at all. I don't know why it's in.
It's kind of toy related.
But it's I guess it's a toy. It's just a toy you look at and
Yeah.
it grows.
I need,
Son
I need
plays
the
with
Bob
it.
Ross one in my life.
Yeah. The Bob Ross is the most fitting for
Yeah.
sure, and I guess Donald Trump too because of the hair. You know?
Yeah. I don't really get the Predator, but
Yeah. I guess the Groot's kind of neat too.
I don't even think I've looked at the Groot.
It's a tree.
He is a tree, yeah. I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, we've had Star Wars just came out with a really nice new Black Series line that wasn't all reprints, so that's a plus.
Yeah.
Had Lando and Skiff, Leia and Hoth. The only reprint was Bespin Han, which was a pretty expensive figure. So
Yeah. And Lando's droid.
yeah, the L337, also known as Leet.
Yeah.
So that's pretty funny. And then a couple characters from more characters from the Solo movie.
Mm-hmm.
All around, it was a good wave. About
That's
time.
nice. Yeah, when they don't reprint something.
Man, I can't tell you how many times they re-released Kylo Ren and First Order Stormtroopers. Like, stop.
I mean,
Like,
there's so
just
many characters.
don't even make the wave if you're just gonna put 2 new figures in it.
Yeah.
Don't even do it because
Well, there's so many
stores have to
characters you
buy
can
this.
use, you know? I mean, why keep printing the same ones?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's like an unlimited amount of
I mean,
characters.
yes, you're going to have to work for this money. You're not just gonna get it for free. You know, you have to make some new molds.
I don't know how it is, Star Wars fans.
No, there's only so many times you can buy like a figure. I mean, literally.
You say that, but they still buy them.
I don't know. I've noticed a pretty severe downturn in Star Wars sales
Really?
this year. Yeah.
You think it was affected by the last 2 movies?
Oh yeah, 100% I do. 100%.
Huh.
We're not having people not wanting to buy Marvel stuff. I mean, DC stuff has no pulse. It is super dead.
You're talking about like toys and stuff,
Yeah, no
right?
one cares at all. Like, even the hot toys, like the Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman's. No
I
one
don't
cares.
like the movie Hot Toys though. I'd rather you make it comic book themed Hot Toy, not a movie comic. Or
Well, that's all hot
movie
toys. I mean, that's what they do. They're all movie based. They don't.
Yeah.
I've only ever known them to do like cartoon based. I can't recall any figure they've ever done that was like based on like how it looks in the comic or how it looks in a cartoon. Yeah, they're all based on movies. Sideshow does the comic release ones,
Yeah, I guess you're right. I never really paid any attention to that.
but yeah, NECA's got as always cool stuff coming out. I mean, it's all horror related. I don't think they make anything anymore that's not.
I saw a new Friday the 13th mask. It's got the little thing in the head piece. I guess where
Yeah.
it gets like cut with a machete or something.
Yeah.
That looks kind of cool.
Yeah. And that stuff sells. Friday 13th stuff doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
People want it.
Those masks they're good quality because I have one at home for that one year I dressed up as Jason, and it's nice and heavy, and I don't ever imagine it would break.
No, you're gonna struggle to break that.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe have to get it hit by a machete. Well, let's see what we got here. But
I got some good stuff on that list.
Oh yeah, I
Towards the
see
bottom.
plenty. Video games, we've got a lot going on. You just had Red Dead Redemption released. You just spoke about the Pikachu Eevee Go.
Yep.
So that's a thing. Trying to think, what else do we got? You've got some Pantheon and Rise of the Fallen. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, Pantheon, Rise of the Fallen. So it's if you ever played EverQuest, if you played WoW, you might have played EverQuest because it was essentially one of the first MMOs. This is EverQuest's spiritual successor, essentially. It's made by the guy who originally created EverQuest. I think it's Brad McQuaid, if I'm not mistaken. It's just updated graphics. It's not all the same. They've taken some liberties and changed other things, and it has nothing to do with Sony, which I'm sure if you're an EverQuest or a Star Wars Galaxy fan, you love that. But it looks amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And so is Rise of the Fallen? That's
It's supposed to be Pantheon.
Okay.
Colon Rise of the Fallen. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything other video games. I know that the Switch just released the Diablo 3 on it. That's kind of cool.
That is cool. I mean, now it's on every system ever.
Yeah.
That's kind of like remastering games, I guess.
Yeah,
How many times can I sell you the same product?
Well, I'm shocked that I get it trying to get it out on every platform, but it was on Xbox 360 and PS3.
Yeah.
And it's just lasted long enough to now be on newer systems, which is kind of like, I feel if you're gonna put it on a newer system, you need to still be releasing new content for it.
Yeah, they haven't released anything since Necromancer, I believe.
Yeah, and I get it. Blizzard's all about it's done when it's done, but it's like you said, how many times are you gonna re-release this thing that we all did 6 years ago?
Yeah, and we've still been doing. And then they didn't put anything new in for the Switch release.
Yeah. So kind of weird.
Well, no, they gave you a skin, like a Ganondorf skin or something, but that's it.
Okay, all right.
But speaking of Diablo,
there are some announcements.
We have some differing opinions on Diablo Immortal.
So Diablo Immortal, if you haven't heard, big BlizzCon 2018 announcement. Mobile, Diablo is coming to handheld.
Yes.
That's exciting. I think that's awesome. That's just me. I always have this guy in my pocket. No, this thing is just as expensive as a...
You mean you always have that in your hand?
Well,
your pocket.
Somewhere. It's somewhere on my body.
Yeah.
And I'm excited.
I don't think it'll be great. I don't think it'll be bad because it's Blizzard, but people at BlizzCon were super disappointed, and I think they were just expecting Diablo 4, and all they came at you with was Diablo Mobile. It was a huge letdown for people there.
Well, I get if it's a huge letdown for people that traveled there, spent hotel, and maybe wanted to be there for the announcement of Diablo 4. But if you were sitting at home in your underwear and you had a BlizzCon virtual ticket and they announced Diablo Immortal and you're upset about that, well, that's just more Diablo. You didn't spend any money. You're in your underwear. It's okay. You don't have to be upset about everything because you didn't get your way. It is.
I haven't played many mobile games that are just amazing. So maybe Blizzard will make it amazing.
It's Blizzard. This is the first Blizzard mobile game that's not Hearthstone, and Hearthstone revolutionized
they outsourced
virtual
it. It's
party
not
game.
Actually Blizzard.
Well,
I think from what I understand, a lot of it's been outsourced. So.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
Can they do store credit instead of packs?
Yep.
Just $4 a pack.
Yeah. But yeah, I look forward to it. I think it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, and Blizzard's all but announced Diablo 4 because of their little cryptic statements they put out. I guess they just didn't announce it because they didn't have anything ready to show everyone. So
I do know that they did mention that something Diablo 4 is in the works.
yeah,
It's
but
just they're
didn't
not ready to
specifically
announce
say
it.
that.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you like Diablo, which I don't know many people that don't, there's other games that are similar. Another game coming out is called Wolken or Wolsen. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an indie game similar to Diablo. I think it's Korean
Yeah.
based studio.
But could you see? There's that Path to Exile game that's
Mm-hmm.
out. That's supposed to be just like Diablo. I just can't.
Did you play it yet?
No.
I played it.
I just don't think I could really get behind it, knowing that it's a Diablo clone.
It is an ish. Man, their skill, or so in WoW you get like talents, right? So now how WoW's set up, you essentially just get to pick 10 different talents as you level up. This thing probably has thousands of talents. So you just pick a character and you have like a giant friggin' tree of things you can do. You can take your character in so many different ways. It looks cool. I played it and I didn't care much for the graphics, but maybe that's been updated. I don't know. What's funny about the new Path of Exile Betrayal expansion is it was going to be called Immortal up until about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And, you know, Diablo, or Blizzard announced Diablo
Yeah.
Immortal. So they changed it to Betrayal. And in the game, you're fighting ones called like the Immortal ones or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of subtle hints that just kind of making fun of Blizzard in their trailer and on their website. It's kind of neat.
I don't know. Again, I'm excited for it. I love Diablo. It is probably my favorite IP of any video game ever. I mean, I love Ultima Online, but I probably have more fun. I have more grindy hours spent playing World of Warcraft and Ultima, but I have more fun playing Diablo over the years, for sure.
Like Diablo 2 or Diablo 1, you think?
Well, I all started Diablo 1. I remember when I got Diablo 1. We went to Software Etc.
Yeah.
in Hamilton Place in Chattanooga, and I bought that. And really, it's the rest is history, you know.
Yeah.
1 and 2 were so quick. 3 is the one that took so long, you know, and 3 was kind of let down. I liked it until they got rid of the auction house, the whole little real money auction house. I thought that really disrupted like what I was doing. I enjoyed the thrill of the hunt to go find this item that's worth $100 or get something and sell it.
That'd be awesome.
They just got rid of it because people complain. You know, we live in a world of complainers. I mean, they complain, oh, well, old Leroy can just pay to win. Who cares what Leroy can do? Like, do you play with him? Do you ever encounter Leroy? Why do you care? if he spent his paycheck getting a really cool sword, what does it matter to you? That's the way I look at it. Everybody comes from different financial backgrounds and what their job is. Some people, if you're like me, I don't like spending money on things, but I also don't have a lot of time. So if I can spend a little bit of money, extra money I do have to maybe stay on par with you so we can play together, what does it matter?
Yeah.
It's at the end of all this, we're all going to be dead and gone anyways. So what does it matter?
Yeah.
If someone's paying to play something, it's not like we're going to live forever and sit here and be talking about it 1,000 years from now. Just let people do whatever they want to do with their money and move on.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like getting mad at somebody driving a Ferrari because you can't afford a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Exactly. But so I thought we lost a really good feature in Diablo 3 because of that. And since I didn't play it, I didn't play it because they took that out. I wasn't being salty, like, ha. But it was just a lot of changes happened because of that. They restructured a lot of things, and it just changed the game in such a way that I didn't really play it anymore.
It's still a fun game just to jump on sometimes.
Yeah, because you played it up to like deep in the Paragon stuff, right?
Yeah. I got a lot of Paragon levels.
Yeah, but yeah, I could talk about Diablo a lot. I love that game, man. So I'm excited for the handheld or mobile, whatever.
Well, you'll have some new stuff to talk about when it comes out.
Yeah. So, any other video game stuff that you've got on pre-ordered or?
Not that I can think of.
Are you gonna get a PlayStation Classic?
No.
No, really.
They look cool, but man, I've played all those games.
I think I'm getting all those classic systems for the sake of getting them. Like, I think that's just Like I'm just gonna have them because I don't. We might have all these games back here on this back wall, but I don't. I'm not gonna go home and like hook a Nintendo up and like blow in the cartridge. Like it is nice just being able to HDMI straight in and because Wild Arms is on it. That's one of my favorite RPGs of all time.
I never played that. I've been more excited about that Battle Arena Toshinden 2. Because
Yeah.
I think I played the first one and it was fun. I don't ever think I played the second one.
Old fighting games are weird because it's like you got Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, but then like after that they all started trying to be 3D.
Yeah, like Tekken and stuff.
And everything's like this polygonal, just garbage. So
I remember Virtua Fighter when that came out.
yeah.
God, that game was so bad. But you're like, oh, it's in 3D. I bet it's gonna be badass. No,
but then it was. I mean,
then it was.
It's like trying to go back and play Grand Theft Auto 1 now. Like, woo,
Oh,
tough.
man.
Oh
It doesn't
man,
even look anything like Grand Theft Auto today.
yeah, but I loved it. Loved it.
I think I played it once at my cousin's house one day, and I just couldn't get into it. But I think we put in a GoldenEye.
Yeah.
'Cause man, I spent some hours playing GoldenEye. We had a good time with that.
Yeah, that was like the first party game.
Mm-hmm.
Invite people over and do it to it.
Yep. Yeah, I don't have anything else for video games. Nothing I can think of comes to mind.
So are we gonna take like a little intermission break?
We're gonna keep rocking and rolling.
Yeah, like one, because you
Well,
can
okay.
cut and whatnot, right? Yeah.
We'll only have 2 more things to go over. So it's up to you. Whatever you want to do.
Okay. Well, I knew we were doing 2 episodes. That's why I was just making sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we're at 42 minutes, so
Okay.
we're well over 1 episode.
Okay. So that way, take just a second. I'm gonna go grab something to eat real quick, get something to drink, come back, and we'll sit down for the part 2.
Cool.
And then on our YouTube, 'cause it just gets like a intermission type thing, or it's just gonna sit here and show the store. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Okay, cool.
You guys on the phone?
Just for a second.
Okay.
Excuse me. What's up?
He's got some world he's got some different stuff. Most of the world championships.
What you looking for?
Trying to find a good angle to show the store.